So downstairs of the McBride residence, we've only got 2 total returns for a 3-ton system. Those returns, one is here, and then we've got one back here. Definitely going to be short, and we can tell by the size of our ductwork on this, we're probably going to be lacking on a 3-ton. And looking at the house, so they had an addition that was an old garage that they added to the front room. There were no vents added. There was no return added to that front room. Customer does have, whenever I asked her about hot spots, that is the problem area for cooling, and then it gets really cold in the wintertime. If we extend this trunk line straight out, it's about 90 inches, or 7 feet would get us to this joist space. This joist space runs all the way to the problem area in our front room. It does go through drop ceiling, but we could pan this off all the way and then do a single wide return, go straight up into our floor, into the wall, and put in a single return vent that would help us on return airflow for our system overall, and it's going to help pull some of the cold air out of that front room, as well as the heat out of that front room. Since adding a vent is going to be a challenge, since it's on concrete on where the garage is, it'd be pretty challenging to do, and probably the reason they didn't do it to begin with. If we're still high from a pressure standpoint, we could add an additional return in our basement. That would be a pretty simple add-on. But I think that would be plenty, and that's going to address more of the comfort issues at the same time. Then we need combustion air grills, and we can discuss anywhere it's all walled off, easy to get to, paneling on the other side. Send out two grills for combustion air. Any questions? Basement of the McBride residence, looking at a possible full system replacement. Drain line, floor drain here in the front, about 8 feet from the furnace. Standard efficiency, comfort maker unit from 91. Black iron pipe on our gas lines coming down. New unions, disconnects, and shutoffs. Flue goes to a 5-inch flue stack, 5 coming off of the furnace. We'll move everything down. Shorter furnace. There is a small elevated concrete piece. Looks like it's pretty secure to the floor. We'll have to go back on top of that and get it leveled up based on where that location is. Should set us about right here from a new height. Set our coil back on top, rebuild our plenum going back up to our ductwork. We may be able to flare this a little bit because it's a one-way trunk line that then divides into 2 out here. Plenty of space around the unit. Probably take this tape off the back and seal it up properly as well whenever we start rebuilding there. On our return drop, I got a 23-inch by 8-inch undersized for a 3-ton system. We can either modify and add on and build a transition coming in and increase our airflow down to probably a 12 by probably leave it at a 12 by 24, and then go back into our filter cabinet between the unit. We could also start here. I'll talk it over with the foreman and see which is going to be the fastest way to do it, and build a box straight down off of that, cut out the top, and then change that to a 25 by 10 all the way straight down. Kind of installer's call from that standpoint, but I've got the measurements. I'll talk it over, see what's the best way to do it. Then our panels over here in the corner, there's 4 double 30s on the panel. It's going to be one of those. Should be fine from a sizing standpoint. And then our line set travels out behind the unit about 10 feet to our outdoor unit. We'll flush and pressure test that. And then we will need combustion air grills. I'm not seeing any in this space. We're right on the borderline of size, but yeah, we'll need to send out 2 combustion air grills and get those installed. Any questions, let me know. The outside of the McBride residence, looking at a possible full system replacement. We got a Heil 3-ton air conditioner here on the outside, 3/4 inch line set. We'll flush and pressure test that. We need about 3 feet of thermoplex insulation, probably 2 feet. Flush and pressure test that. New electrical disconnect and whip coming out to the unit. We've got some erosion that's taken place over the years down under 3 pads. We get to the ground level, can probably rip up the top 2 and then send probably 6 pavers to set back down underneath. We'll probably need to come around here and level that off and set our poly pad back down on top, get that level, maybe 2 buckets of rock as well, just to make sure we can get this nice and level. Access, go through the garage area to bring in equipment, coming here, and then our basement does not appear to be walkout. We'll need floor protectors going down in the basement, probably 15 paces. Any questions, let me know.